What's up, everybody? It's your old pal, Dan Hall. Today we have the two McDonald's in Quincy going head-to-head in the Great McDonald's Showdown. If you're from Quincy, you know that there are two McDonald's, baby. There's the center one, and then there's one in North Quincy that's open 24/7. I visited both more than once this week to find out which one reigns supreme. Today we're judging on drive-thru, vibes inside, and the overall food and drink quality. But first, let me take you back to 1940 when these two brothers, the McDonald's brothers, started a little drive-in place called McDonald's Barbecue. If you've ever seen the movie The Founder, you guys know this story already. They started it in San Bernardino, California, and then in the early 1950s, this milkshake machine salesman came running around McDonald's one day trying to get himself a few McDoubles, and he goes, you know what I should do? I should buy these guys out and just franchise all of them, and then the rest is history. This guy, Ray Kroc, he's a bad guy or he's a good guy. It depends on how you look at business, I guess. I mean, he didn't really do anything too wrong, I think. He just kind of like made it better. Ray Kroc bought out the McDonald's brothers in 1954 for like a couple $1,000,000. Like nothing too crazy, not what it's worth now. You know what I mean? Ray Kroc, bad guy if you ask me, but also thanks for the quarter pounders. But you guys already know that story about McDonald's. Everyone's done the McDonald's story. Let's talk about when McDonald's first came to Massachusetts, which arrived in 1965 in Lowell, Massachusetts. They were up there working on the looms and they were like, I need a few chicken nugs to get me through the day. Quincy's first McDonald's arrived in the late 1960s. It was the original location of a place called Mayflower Diner. I'm sure none of us are old enough to remember that, but if you are, let me know, I guess. I bet they had good eggs. But McDonald's came into town, and now we have two in our great city of Quincy, Massachusetts. Let's get into visiting both of these lovely establishments. Our journey started at 473 Southern Artery. I went with my good pal Scotty, and we decided, hey, let's order on the app. We'll go to the drive-thru, bing, bang, boom. This will be quick. Drive-thrus are quick, right? Wrong. We pull up to the drive-thru. It's already slammed. You know what I mean? Also, right off the bat, we hate the double line. Oh my God, this double line.
Double line sucks.
The two-line system where you split off and it's two intercoms, that's not helping anybody. It creates more chaos than it's worth. It just creates jealousy. It creates envy. I don't know who came up with that. It was probably Ray Kroc, if you ask me. We're in line. We're not moving even a smidge. People are getting out of their cars. They're smoking cigarettes. I saw a campfire happening at one point. We're there for at least 15 minutes, I'd say. And then we said, screw this. We're taking off. We're going to go to the North Quincy one at 275 Hancock Street. We drive on down. We order on the app. We pull in. And it's just absolute chaos there as well. The drive-thru is coming out of the parking lot onto the main road, which you never like to see, but we said to ourselves, we're going to do it inside this time to avoid any drive-thru problems. We go inside, it's just a sea of people, and they are not happy people. It felt like I was going to prison. Me and Scotty had such hope and joy, positivity left in our lives, and we were so wrong. There's no one really at the counter anymore. It's all on those little like computer kiosks. There are no more humans anymore. So you'd think that the ordering system would be more efficient, but for some reason, it was like Roadhouse in there. There were chairs flying. People were getting upset. People were getting angry. A lot of like this tone. Yeah, 697? Yeah. Is it back there? Yeah, well, I've been waiting. I know. Okay. We see our numbers up on the little screen that says now serving. That's moving a little. Me and Scotty are one number away from each other. Scotty got his food like within 5 minutes of being there, which is so funny because the rest of us we had pitchforks ready to go after the half hour, 6 days of waiting around for all of our food. Scotty finished his food. He could have eaten 3 meals in the time it took me to get my food finally. There are all these people that are all zombies looking for this plastic food. In the middle of all of this, there's a woman right up front. She's pushed up against the counter and she's got all of her food seemingly, and she's going through her bag, and you see that she's got herself a little Happy Meal. And this woman's problem wasn't her order was wrong, she was missing something, any of the stuff that would warrant coming back up. She wanted a different Happy Meal toy. Is that not the craziest thing you've ever heard? It was like a Selena concert. There were people just pushing up against her the whole time. She has the audacity to ask the kid behind the counter for a different Happy Meal toy, and he obliged. He probably didn't even fathom the request that was happening. So she gets a little Happy Meal toy, which are these things called Lil McDonald's, and it's just like little versions of everything inside of McDonald's, I guess. I think this girl wanted to like collect the whole set, which I understand. When I was younger, they had the Inspector Gadget Happy Meal sets going, and I had everything except for the left leg. And I went to this North Quincy McDonald's. They're like a mother McDonald's. They're like a corporate one, to get the last piece. And we literally asked them if we could have it. So I have technically done the same exact thing, but I wasn't doing it in McDonald's hell, in the purgatory that we're all sent to when we order on the app and try to go inside, and not on DoorDash or Uber Eats. But I'm sitting there waiting. I'm trying to be a gentleman and not let that madness take over you, that evil get inside your bones where you start becoming like a catty, sassy, Karen-esque type of woman. I don't want to be that guy. It's like, hey, yeah, where's my food? But you know, that evil, it starts to seep into you. You're standing there and you're trying to be calm, and the time is passing, and you look over and Scotty's eating a chicken sandwich already, and he's halfway done with it. It just starts entering your brain of like, hey, I'm not supposed to be treated this way. I ordered. This company owes me my meal, the product I purchased from them. Where is my food? And those thoughts start just absolutely pumping into your brain. I try to fight them. You know what I mean? What you do in that scenario, it's like, okay, well, I have to be a man in this scenario. I have to take charge here. I'm not yelling at any staff. I understand the staff is working so hard. This job sucks so much. I get it. I can't imagine. I've never worked at a McDonald's. I understand. You probably are dealing with a plight that I cannot even begin to imagine. I just need to reason with these people, okay? I'm very direct with them. I don't try to sound mean or not nice. See, I'm not being nice. I'm being direct. I walk up to the guy and say, hey man, 1668, like what's going on? And he says to me, there are no more snack wraps. The snack wrap had just come out that day, folks, and that was the madness being caused in this McDonald's. They were out of snack wraps. Everyone rushed to McDonald's when they saw that the snack wrap was back. My girlfriend wanted a snack wrap. I didn't even get one. She's dead now because of this. So that was the problem. There was a ton of backup. Everyone there was waiting for a snack wrap. Here's the other thing. You're standing here in line trying to be a nice guy, being aware of people's surroundings. The DoorDash people and the Uber Eats, they just rush right in and they show their phone. They don't even say anything, and then they're out the door, which I understand at that point, they're kind of like coworkers. They don't really care about the customer. But I've been standing here for 23 minutes. I'm about to explode. If I get nudged by a guy with an Uber Eats bag, I'm going to do something, okay? I'm a man. I can't just stand here like this. The problem is, all these rideshare companies, they're now taking priority over everything because they need to fulfill those orders first. It's just an unfortunate circumstance after the pandemic. That Inspector Gadget toy was sick, though. Now, our drive-thru experience here, I went with my lovely girlfriend. We pull up to the window. Now, my fault, okay? User error. From the time me and Scotty went inside, I still had the app set to counter pickup. I pull up to the drive-thru window. I give the guy the little code there, and he goes, yeah, no, that's inside. You have to come in and get it. Come in and get it? It's right there. It's a window over. It's probably a hallway you guys all walk down. Now, I get it. You're busy. You're a busy guy. But then I'm trapped that whole time in the drive-thru like a dead body just floating down the river. We just had to wait to be spit out the other side, and then we just had to go inside. The friggin' food, the bag, was by the drive-thru window. So why couldn't they have just given it to me? I don't know. I'm so upset. Food from both of these occasions were pretty good, I get a double quarter pounder and a Coke. The Coke was flat and the ice was bad both times at the North Quincy McDonald's. It was a classic burger that kind of like dry, been sitting in a container all day, already cooked, that could probably last until the next millennium. It's McDonald's food. It's nothing to write home about, but it's always consistent. All right, folks, let's move on to the Second McDonald's, which is located at 473 Southern Artery in Quincy, Massachusetts. This is the one I went to growing up to all the time. It was near my parents' house. If we were getting McDonald's, we were going here. That was the closest one. This was the one we went to originally where the line was not moving. I had learned about the snack wrap situation on the same day. They get a pass at the drive-thru because most of the time their drive-thru isn't that bad. They do have the double drive-thru, which I'm never happy about, but that seems to be the way of the future. So no complaints on their drive-thru, really. They keep it moving over there. Scotty did tag along for our inside adventure at the Southern Artery McDonald's. We ordered 2 snack wraps this time. We wanted to relive the pain, I guess. Like I said, this was the one I went to a lot as a child. It's certainly changed quite a bit. The original one had a whole play place. Ronald McDonald's there and Grimace and the gang. And they have those like video game computers with the giant buttons in the wall that you could play with while you eat your Happy Meal or Mighty Kids meal. This place has changed quite a bit. They're kind of going for like a Chipotle vibe where it's like almost industrial feeling. There's a lot of like cage styles going on. There's like fence inside and like parts of like a warehouse just paneled. It's kind of cold. It's not like, I think they're going for like a very like cool, sleek look, but it's too cold for me in there. Not that I'm trying to eat in there all the time, but we walk in, there are DoorDash drivers everywhere. DoorDash drivers are always wearing their crazy helmets and masks that they ride on their scooters everywhere around the city where I almost hit them with my friggin' car because they're in the middle of the goddamn road. Me and Scotty ordered the snack wrap each just to try it out, just to see what all the hubbub was about. And I had extra points in my McDonald's app, which they give you a ton. I think I have like 40,000 points. I got a Happy Meal for free because, you know, I was just being fun when making this video. I wanted to see what the toy was. That woman at the last McDonald's seemed real excited about it. We did wait a little bit here, but not anything like the last place. It was maybe 10 to 12 minutes of waiting around. It's never a good vibe, but it wasn't a hostile vibe. There were a lot of like middle school / high school kids running around in there and just like hanging out.
Don't run, guys, or you could go home.
I haven't gotten a Happy Meal in ages, so I didn't really know what to expect. That fun little red box with the smile on it and the arches, and it's just great. It's a whole experience. They really like indoctrinate you as a small child, which is pretty messed up in the long run of things because of capitalism and overeating and all that stuff. But the fun part is the marketing. It's that thing that gives you that warm dopamine release when you bite into that burger or those French fries that are cooked right. The burger is so tiny. It comes with a little milk, which is cute, and about a shot glass of French fries. You get about 4 French fries in this thing, and then you're good to go, which me as a small obese child, I would have been like, give me 6 of these. The toy was fun. It came in this tiny little box, this little miniature version of the Happy Meal box itself. And what it is, it's a little drive-through intercom system where you sit and wait for hours on end and just waste your life to the point where you're like, wow, I can't believe I'm wasting this much time where I could have made food at home rather than sitting here in my car waiting for someone else to make me food that's been sitting around all day. But hey, it's delicious, right? The snack wrap, my first time ever having it, everyone's told me it's changed, which I have nothing to compare it to. It was pretty good. It just kind of tasted like a chicken tender in a pita wrap, essentially. I mean, I don't know what everyone's all excited about. Apparently it's different. They used to use the chicken select. Now it's just like clearly one of their new tenders that they have, and they're just slapping it together with different sauce. It doesn't matter. The food doesn't really matter that much. It's always the same. It's always that Play-Doh Fun Factory just pooped out the back of some machine that beeps all day. Overall, I think this one is a bit more low-key and not as crazy. We're grading on a scale here because every McDonald's you go into, none of them are going to be like a church. You know what I mean? All right, let's get into the winner here. Our final thoughts on all of this madness. The North Quincy one just didn't do it for me. I think it was a full moon, in all honesty, that day. It was a buck moon the day we went and did all this. I haven't been inside a McDonald's in a while. That was a fun little experiment. I'll never do that again. The drive-thru at the North Quincy one, it's always so slow. And once you're in, you're trapped. The inside was just garbage. Too many kids running around. It's right across from a high school, so there are always kids just hanging out around in there. They clearly get more business, which is good for, you know, the McDonald's corporation, I guess. But in terms of going there as a customer, there are way too many people in there at all times. There always seems to be some shortage happening because of that amount of business. When I went in the other night, it just didn't smell good. It kind of smelled like a bathroom, which is never good. That's not what you want any place to smell like, let alone a McDonald's where you're about to eat food or get mad at the guy behind the counter for taking too long with your snack wrap. Maybe I'm not doing them justice here. I'm not giving them enough credit. I understand you guys are under a lot of pressure. I don't blame you. I blame the giant corporation that has been killing this country for so long with their horrible burgers that are bad for you but just taste so friggin' good. North Quincy, I mean, come on. You know, it just wasn't going to be your day. 437 Southern Artery. That one, it's low key. The drive-thru's never bad. They rarely get my order wrong. The staff is relatively nice and helpful. There are not as many DoorDash drivers here and Uber Eats guys. They were quicker than the North Quincy one. They don't have as much business. The middle schoolers were, you know, rowdy, but to the point that you need in a McDonald's. It just kind of created a little bit of atmosphere that I kind of don't mind. They're just overall cleaner. It didn't smell like a toilet in there. Our winner today is 437 Southern Artery. The real point of this video is that the Uber Eats and DoorDash guys have just completely killed the fast food industry unless you're ordering from one of them. It's just oversaturated with guys coming in and guys going through the drive-thru. It clogs everything up. It's like ×2 what it used to be. You know, all the stuff during the pandemic and like people got used to doing things that way. So if you ever want to go to one of these locations, you have to just wade through a sea of people and people working, basically. I don't think it's a good thing, but, you know, I'm sure the numbers don't lie and there's a ton of money being made. But as you guys know, my opinion does not matter. These people aren't going to change a thing. They're going to be billionaires until the day they die. And I'm going to keep eating a double quarter pounder with bacon with 10 nuggets on the side and a Sprite, please. Let me know your orders down below and if you agree or disagree with these takes. I've been your old pal, Dan Hall. I'm going to do more of these. I hope you guys had fun on this one. Please like and subscribe to these videos. I'm trying to get this thing cooking, baby. I hope you guys had fun. I'll see you guys on the next one. Have a good